Thank you and good evening, all the participants. So this is the last day of the workshop and I will be talking about some technologies where you can incorporate in teaching learning process so that our learning can happen, the enforcement of learning can happen. And also I'll be taking this opportunity as a concluding remark of this workshop regarding the development of course outcomes and how you can refine your course outcomes, and those things I will be briefly going through, and later I will be introducing 2-3 tools where you can incorporate some of the latest technologies in teaching learning process. Basically, I will be covering the augmented reality, how to incorporate or augmented reality into our teaching learning process. So hope my slides are visible now.
Yes, visible.
Yeah. Okay, then welcome back once again. So I am just planning like this. I will be giving an overview of this OBE. And you might have heard a lot about outcome-based education. You might have received different introductions and how to assess OBE and all. So and being the last session, I thought of concluding this, and also you will be getting another overview of OBE framework. So maybe 5 or 10 minutes, I will be having a quick review of, or maybe an introduction to OBE and all those things. And later I will be introducing one or two topics. So this is the plan for today. A basic introduction about outcome-based education framework. Then introduction of augmented reality-based applications, and also introducing interactive videos. And major components of outcome-based education, you might have heard about this many times. We have learning objectives, learning outcomes, and learning indicators. And the outcomes which we derive, we must be able to evaluate our outcomes. It should be measurable, observable, and we must be able to assess the outcomes. But we have seen in most of the institutions, when we try to implement the outcomes, the teachers are confused between objectives and outcomes. Sometimes the learning outcomes and program outcomes and program specific outcomes, some of the institutions still we hear that they are saying learning objectives, then program objectives, program specific objectives, and still we are confused what is the difference between objectives and outcomes. So I will start from there. Because once we complete this workshop, we must be having clarity in thoughts, and we must be having clarity in the outcome-based education framework. So when we say about the objectives are the plans, aspirations the teacher has. So once the teacher decides what I am going to teach my students, and what is my plan, and how I am going to deliver this, and all these plans and aspirations of the teacher becomes the objectives. So I can say the objective of this workshop can be an introduction of OBE framework, teach about learning outcomes, and introduce OBE based learning. So this is from a teacher's point of view, that the teacher decides I am going to teach all these things, and this is my plan. So this is the objective. When the teacher plans a session, or when a teacher plans a course, he must be having certain idea in mind how to proceed with the delivery of the course, and this is the objective for the course. So outcomes are when the teacher meets the objectives, when the teacher fulfills the objectives, and when teacher completes his or her objectives, then what the student will be demonstrating, This is called the outcome. So once the teacher meets the objective, the students will be demonstrating certain new abilities and skills. And those new abilities and skills demonstrated by the students, we call it as the outcomes. So usually we will be having course objectives, but the course objectives are the plans of the teacher to what he or she will be teaching in the course. And once he meets the objectives, what the student will be demonstrating, we define it as the outcomes. And again, we need to insist that the outcomes should be measurable and it should be observable, and we must be able to clearly define, or we will be able to clearly observe whether our students are demonstrating our outcomes. And I just start with the bad way of writing the outcomes, because the most of the institutions who are trying to implement outcomes, if we go through the course outcomes and program specific outcomes defined by the institutions, if we go through the outcomes, most of the cases we will be seeing the outcomes like this. Upon completion of this workshop, the participants will have the knowledge about outcome-based education. So this is we can say this is a bad way of writing the outcomes of this workshop. Upon completion of this, the participants will have knowledge about outcome-based education, familiarity with the OBE terminologies, understanding about PO, PSOs, and COs, then understanding about OBE assessment. Of course, upon completion of by today evening, you must be having knowledge about OBE, familiarity with the OBE terminologies, understanding about PO, PSOs, and COs. But it will be very difficult for you to demonstrate your knowledge, or it will be very difficult for you to demonstrate the attainment of this course outcomes. And also suppose the superiors, your manager or principal, or those who delegated you to attend this workshop, if they want to assess whether you have attained the outcomes of this workshop, it will be very difficult for them to assess the attainment of the outcomes by you. But if we rewrite the outcomes like this, upon the completion of this workshop, the participants will be able to describe various components of OBE in education with confidence. So this is very clear, and it is measurable, observable, and it is at the level 1 of our Bloom's taxonomy. It is remembering. So you are able to remember something, and you are able to describe various components of OBE. And upon completion of this workshop, the participants will be able to describe the process of assessment of learning outcomes. So this is, you will be able to apply something. You will be able to describe the process of, you will be able to describe the process of assessment of learning outcomes. So if you are able to describe the process of the assessment, you have understood. So you have reached at the level 2 of Bloom's taxonomy, and you will be able to use some immersive technologies to reinforce learning. And if you are able to do this, you will be able to demonstrate this. Anybody will be able to demonstrate the use of some technologies in reinforcing learning. Then this is measurable, observable, and you will be able to demonstrate the attainment of this outcome also. And this will be reaching at level 3 and level 6, because if you want to design this, you will have to create something new. So it will be reaching at level 3 and level 6 of Bloom's taxonomy. And then upon completion of this, you will be able to calculate the attainment of outcomes. So you will be reaching at level 3 and level 4, apply and analyze of Bloom's taxonomy. And you will be able to evaluate the performance of students in attainment of outcomes. You are reaching at level 6, so level 5 of Bloom's taxonomy. And finally, on completion of this workshop, if you are able to define your own course outcomes, your own program specific outcomes and program outcomes of your institution, then you are reaching at the topmost level of Bloom's taxonomy. And the difference between the outcomes which I had before and this is, these outcomes are measurable and observable, and anybody will be able to evaluate whether the participants have attained these outcomes or not. But this is not possible in the case of these outcomes, which I have shown you previously. But these refined outcomes, you will be able to demonstrate the attainment of these outcomes. And also, if somebody wants to evaluate this, they can do this. So in most of the institutions, still we have confusion regarding the assessment of outcomes. And we have to realize that the problem, if you are not able to assess the attainment of outcomes, the problem is not with your assessment methods, but the problem is with your outcomes. So when you define your outcomes, you need to refine it so that it will become a measurable thing, and the participants will be able to demonstrate this, and you will be able to observe the demonstration of these outcomes. So this is the main thing that you have to take home when we complete this workshop, that we must be able to refine our outcomes so that it will become measurable and observable. So if I give you a framework of outcome-based education, you might have heard it many times, and this is my maybe version, and you may be hearing another version of outcome-based education. So all the institutions, we all will be having very fascinating mission and vision statements, all institutions. And this, we may be aware of this mission and vision statements only at the time of maybe our NAAC visit or some other accreditation process. Otherwise, we don't bother about vision and mission statements. But the purpose of existence of our institutions is to attain the vision and mission. So it makes the institutions different. So Marian College is situated in a hilly region of Idukki district because its founders had a vision and mission in mind. And we have, like any other institutions, we have a mission and mission which will be reflecting the purpose of existence of Marian College. And this is the purpose of existence of Marian College also. But regardless of the institutions and regardless of the vision and mission statements, we can do only one business at all the institutions, that we can teach our students. But how our vision and mission can be attained? And the outcome-based education framework clearly defines how the institutions can attain the vision and mission through teaching our students. So the vision and mission of the students, the institution, how we can attain the vision and mission. We can attain, there is only one way of attaining the vision and mission for any education institution, because we are teaching our students, we are training our students, and we send them outside to the society. And when we inculcate certain values, certain skill sets, certain moral concerns in them, and after inculcating all the skills and abilities and attitudes in them, we are sending them to the society. And when they serve the society for a longer period, the institution attains the vision and mission. And how do we send the students, and what they will be performing in the society when they are away from the institution, maybe after 3-4 years after graduation? Once we define this in clearly terms, it becomes the program educational objectives of any institution. So the program educational objective says what our graduates will be doing when they are serving the society. And we need to derive the program objectives from vision and mission. And these program educational objectives are correlated or directly linked with vision and mission. And from the program educational objectives, we need to define the program outcomes and program specific outcomes. So program outcomes and program specific outcomes says what our graduates will be, what skill sets, what abilities, what attitudes our students will be having at the time of graduation. So with these skills and abilities, we are sending them to the society. And the program outcomes and program specific outcomes have to be derived from program educational objectives. But whatever be our vision and mission, whatever be our program educational objectives and whatever be our program outcomes and program specific outcomes, we only teach the students and we have the course outcomes, we have the courses and course outcomes, and we evaluate and we assess only the course outcomes. And these course outcomes and courses have to be designed in such a way that upon the attainment of course outcomes by the students, the program outcomes and program specific outcomes have to be attained. And on attaining the program outcomes and program specific outcomes, the students have to attain the program educational objectives on a later stage when they are in the society. And ultimately, in long run, the institution has to attain, or the institution has to achieve its mission and vision or the purpose of existence. So this is the overall idea of OBE framework, and why do we go for OBE framework? So this is just like launching a satellite, and the initial small rockets here. So we need to launch a satellite, and this the satellite has to reach the orbit, a geostationary orbit, and there it has to circulate for a longer period. And just like this, we need to push the students into society, and they need to serve the society for a longer period, and they have to circulate among the society, and that way the institution can attain the vision and mission. But for that, we have the course outcomes, and these course outcomes will be giving them the initial push to reach a higher level, and the purpose of this rocket will be over by that time. Then another set of rockets may be burned, and these are the POs and PSOs, and this will push the satellite to another level, and where we have the program educational objectives. And this program educational objectives will correctly place the students into society so that it will be serving the society. And this is the purpose, and a visual, maybe a representation of the OBE framework, and why do we have all these COs. And these COs will be it will be active only till the student attains the POs and PSOs, and POs and PSOs will be active only till he attains the program educational objectives. And all this becomes relevant when it becomes when the student is in the society, and ultimately institution can attain the vision and mission. Then our outcomes, once we define, it should be having an action verb, and it should be having a subject content. It should not be too generic. And the level of achievement, in which level the Bloom's taxonomy, the outcome refers to, and if there are some conditions to perform this condition has also to be mentioned there. So this is how we draft the outcomes. Then a well-written learning or skill outcomes has at least 3 sections: an action verb, what the student will be able to, and in which context he will be performing this, and how well. We need to clearly define how well he will be performing this. Then the course outcomes have to be measurable, observable, and it should clearly say what the student will be able to perform. And I'll be coming to 1 or 2 computer science outcomes also, but since we have few of the participants from other streams also, I'm just taking some sample outcomes, which how we have refined this, and how it can be made observable. And of course, I will be showing you 1 or 2 computer science outcomes also. So, so I have taken a generic thing because a few participants are there from other streams also. So this is the situation, like our physical education department is offering a course on physical well-being, and they have submitted few outcomes. So as a final remark, you also must be knowing how you can refine your outcomes once you see certain course outcomes drafted by maybe your department or your colleagues. So in the left side, you can see the original outcome submitted by the department, and right side you can see how the teaching learning center of Marian College has refined it so that the outcomes becomes measurable. So the first outcome given by the department was, upon completion of the course on physical fitness, the student will be able to or the student will have a knowledge about general concept about physical education, and this is of course we can say on completion of this the student will be having a general knowledge about the physical education, but we have refined it like this: the ability to describe about the need of formal physical education and maintaining physical fitness. So on completion of this course, the student will be able to clearly tell what is the purpose, what is the need of having a formal physical education to anybody. So these two outcomes are different, because this one is uh, demonstrable. This the students can demonstrate, or the instructor can measure whether the students are demonstrating this, and you can use a question like this: you have a choice of selecting a value addition course on physical fitness, enlist the benefit of joining the course. So you can ask a question like this. Then at the end of the open course, this was the second outcome suggested by them: the knowledge regarding health and effect of exercise. Then the knowledge regarding health and effect of exercise, of course, they will be having this knowledge, but we have rewritten it like this: suggest a set of exercise to maintain good physical health in daily life. So this is suggesting a set of exercise to maintain good physical health in daily life. So this is reaching at the top level of Bloom's taxonomy. He is able to suggest something and a set of exercise to maintain. So to some, depending on the person, the student will be able to suggest a set of exercises so that he can maintain a good physical health. So the question which may be asked for assessment is: suggest a daily routine for students to maintain good physical health. So if the student is able to suggest a daily routine for students to maintain good physical health, if he is able to suggest this, he has attained the outcome. It is measurable, but it is far different from having the knowledge regarding health and set of the effect of exercise. Similarly, understand the importance of nutrition and balanced diet. So this, if he is having an understanding, but if he is not able to perform something, this understanding is of no use. But if we rewrite the outcome like this: the ability to enlist the food items to be included in a daily balanced diet. So if he is able to enlist the food items, then it is something of useful. So the question may be like this: suggest a menu for your hostel so that the students can maintain a balanced diet. So if this question can be answered by student, it is reaching at the top level of Bloom's taxonomy, and also we can assess this and we can also measure this outcome. Then another outcome was scientific knowledge of first aid and daily life. The ability to provide a scientific first aid when a fellow being is in a critical health condition. So suppose he is having the scientific knowledge, but a fellow being faints at a critical moment, and if he is not able to deliver the proper first aid, there's no meaning in having that knowledge. So the question can be like, in such a situation, what you can do. Then another outcome was understanding about various hypokinetic diseases and its management. So we refined it like this: the ability to suggest a lifestyle based on yoga and physical activities to prevent hypokinetic diseases. So suppose you have a chance of having maybe cholesterol or sugar, then if the student is able to suggest you a set of exercise based on yoga and physical activities, if you are able to, if he is able to do that, he has attained the outcome. So it is much better than having the understanding. Then if we come to the analysis of algorithms, suppose we keep the outcome like understanding about the analysis of algorithms. So this understanding you may be having, but the ability to analyze an algorithm based on the space and time complexity and to suggest the areas of improvement. If the student is able to do this, he will be he has attained the outcome, and also he is able to really apply this in real-time situations. And the usual outcome can be like this: knowledge about graph traversal problems. But if you refine your outcomes like this, the ability to apply graph traversal problems to solve real-world problems. So the questions on this we usually ask like this: a traveling salesman has to start from Trivandrum, and he has to visit the different cities, and the distance between the cities will be given as a cost matrix, and how apply an algorithm to find the shortest distance between Trivandrum to all remaining cities. Sometimes we may give the distance between all cities again on a cost matrix, and the students will be asked to find out the shortest distance between the all pairs of cities using appropriate algorithms. Definitely, we are asking for single shortest path problem and all pair shortest path problem, but it is much better than asking what is single shortest path problem, or define the all pair shortest path problem. So like this, when and we can say in computer science, especially in programming and all, it is very easy to define your outcomes, measurable outcomes, because we can say upon completion of a particular course, the student will be able to apply or use the concept of arrays in implementing a stack, or the student will be able to use the concept of pointers in implementing a linked list. So we can say in most of the computer science courses, it is very easy to derive uh, measurable course outcomes, and the concept may be concept of the calculation of attainment may be difficult for you, and I think you might have got sufficient introduction regarding the attainment of outcomes. Then in outcome-based education, so the the thrust of outcome-based education is to we need to center around the needs of students and stakeholders. So rather than usually previously we were using a term like covering the syllabus and the grades obtained in the examination like that, but rather than sticking on to the syllabus, the covering the syllabus by teachers, or on concentrating on what grades are obtained by uh, students, we need to move around the learning needs of the students, and we have to ensure that the learning happens with the students. When we teach something, when we deliver a course, our focus should not be on the covering the syllabus, or our focus should not be on the grades obtained by the students, but our focus should be whether the students are learning something, and whether the students are able to perform something, and whether the learning happens. So I'll be introducing some of the technologies, some immersive technologies, where the students will be able to learn more, and using technology you will be able to create a very interesting engaging environment where the enthusiasm of the students can be generated. And so whenever we have sessions like this, if we ask what are the challenges faced by the participants, faced by the teachers in teaching the new generation students, they may be uh, giving us the answer like the enthusiasm from the or interest from the students is a big challenge in teaching these days. So by using certain technologies, certain small tools, you can generate the enthusiasm among students, and also you can reinforce learning. So I will show you some of these tools. So here, so as a part of this course now you are using a Moodle LMS, and if you are using Moodle LMS at your institution, you may be using a Moodle at your institution, and you may be having a teacher's role also there. So once you try to define your course. So I have just entered into one of my Moodle courses, and when you try to add an activity or resource, you may be seeing an H5P, a tool like this H5P, and this is a very interesting tool available freely, which can ensure that the learning happens. So in most of the cases, when we go for when we provide students videos, suppose you are giving your students certain video content, and if you are asking your students to watch this, most of the cases they may not be watching, and even if they are watching, there is no guarantee that they have learned something, because they may be parallelly doing something else, and there is no guarantee to enforce learning when you provide them with some video content. But this H5P is a tool available where you can create interactive video, so that you can ensure that your students are learning something from your video content. So I will show you how you can create this. So I'm just going to, you just search for H5P, H5P, and this is for creating our interactive video. Then if you have an account, you can log in here. Otherwise, you can create a free account here, and you may have to, just like your email registration, you will have to give some information, and you can create a free account. So I have an account, and I've already logged into this with my account, and then you can go for try H5P. Then S5P is a platform where you can create very uh, many student-centric uh, learning and assessment tools. Like you can see many activities can be created here, dialogue cards and flip cards, and then information wall. So like this. So if we want to create, if you want to have a workshop on S5P, we can have a 2-3 days workshop on S5P. That much activities and contents are activities and facilities are available. So I'll be just going through the interactive video.
Just a second, Binu. Are you changing the screen to that Moodle app?
Oh,
It's not changed here. In the presentation, it's not changed.
Is it coming now?
Yeah.
Coming.
Uh,
Hope it is coming. What about S5P, whether it is coming?
no, it's a blank screen now.
Blank screen. Now?
Yeah, H5P is coming now. Okay.
Okay, then this S5P and I have to start from my Moodle. So you are using Moodle as a part of this workshop, and in your institutions also most probably you will be using Moodle, and it may be used for sharing resources, and you may be asking your students to watch video contents and all. But there is no guarantee that, of course, you can use Moodle log entries and all to see how many have watched this. But we cannot ensure whether they have actually learned something from this videos. And S5P, so once you try to add an activity or resource in Moodle, you might have noticed S5P components. And I'm just introducing what is this S5P. And S5P is a tool. It is again a learning management environment where you can create many student-centric activities. And here, just like, so I have already logged into this. Otherwise, you can see instead of this logout, you can see create a S5P free account. And here you can see the login account. And once you want to create a new account, just like an email registration, you can create S5P account. And I am already into my S5P page. Then I'll just log out and show you. So this will be the first page of S5P. So there is a login and create a free account. You can create a free account. Then you can log in with your accounts. And once you log into S5P, it will be looking like this. And here we have try out S5P, and all whatever I have created here, it will be available here. So I can just say, I just want to try S5P. Then here, S5P is not only for interactive video, many other student-centric activities can be designed here, and many. So most of the cases, YouTube videos are available, and you can have quizzes, multiple choice, drag and drop, drag the words. Like this, you can create a very engaging, very interesting learning environment for your students. And the beauty of S5P is, well, suppose you are starting from Moodle, and it can be used as an assessment activity also, because your Moodle account holders, whatever you do here, the information will be pulled back to Moodle, and this is called LTI, Learning Technology Interoperability. And I will show you how you can create an interactive video, because that is the most significant and beautiful thing you can add from S5P, using S5P, and also you can have many other things. And I'm just going to have an interactive video. So here you can see a plus button, and this can be used for either you can upload a video. Suppose you have a video in your computer hard disk, you can upload this, but the size is up to 16 MB, or you can bring a YouTube video. So I'll go for a YouTube video. I'm just copying the link of this YouTube video. I'm coming to my S5P. So I just insert it here. So the video is inserted. So both ways you can do, either you upload or you bring a link of YouTube. So you can see that YouTube video will be playing here. So you can just play here. Uploaded video will be playing exactly the same way. Then just play this. Let the video go like this. And suppose at some point of time you want to ensure learning, and you want your students to move forward only after answering certain questions. So here we have a set of interactive tools which you can include into this video. So you can add a label. So label means you can just label like this. This is learn and answer the questions. So that will appear in the video. So that will, so once the students see this text will be appearing on the video. Similarly, suppose you want to add a text, you can add, or if you want to, suppose you have a video and you want to have an explanation, or you want to have an explanation, or if you want to provide some data in the form of a table on the top of your video, you can have. If you want to have a link from your video, you can add a link. You want to add an additional image, you can add. So again, so I have placed this text, and again my video is playing, and after some time, suppose I want to add a question there. So we have multiple choice questions here, then true or false questions, then fill in the blank questions, and different types of questions are there. So I just go for a multiple choice question. Then here we can have different options like this. So how long this question should be displayed? So from 21 second to 31 second, this much seconds the question will be displayed there. And if you select this, pause the video. So if you pause the video, the student will not be moving forward without answering this. So you can decide whether the question should be just displayed and the video should continue, or the video should pause until the student respond to your question. And label means this will be just indication to the student that a question comes here. So you can just say a question comes here. Then what is the title of this? It is a multiple choice question, and this is a title for the question. And here we actually type the question. So you can say, I just type the question, and so if it is a correct question, you can say a correct answer, you can say it is correct. And another option, Kottayam, if it is not correct, so you don't have to add anything. And if you want to add more options, you can add more options. And finally, it's done. So the question is added to your video. Again, you can continue like this. And then you can add all this kind of interactions. So this is a very really useful type of what really available technology, where you can add interactions to your video so that we can ensure the learning. So you either you record your video or you bring some video from some other sources, but you can ensure that the students actually watch this video. Then finally, you can upload this, either you can upload this video, or you can take this video to your Moodle or your learning management system, or you can even copy and paste it in your website. So like this, you can. So the video is here. Then this is the final, and whatever you have created, it will be available in your S5P environment, and also you will be having, you can either take this, you can copy from here and it can be pasted it into your learning management system also. So it will be working there. Or in your, if you, otherwise, if you want to start from your Moodle, from there also you'll be leading to the same environment. So whatever I have shown there, the same environment will be appearing in Moodle also. And only thing is, if it is not available in your Moodle, you will have to install a plugin, S5P plugin. And so I'm in my Moodle now. And from here, I can start this interactive video. And from here also, I can create so that it will be available for my students. So this is a very good tool for ensuring learning. So in OBE framework, ensuring learning is very important. And another tool which I would like to show you is, you might have heard about augmented reality, and augmented reality is, so if I take this video, so this augmented reality is a kind of immersive learning where we create a virtual environment on the top of physical environment. So this is an example of, hope you are seeing this video. So this, on the top of the textbook, you can play a video, or so this way you can create your own interactive textbooks. With, you can provide a very good learning experience for your students. So hope you are seeing this. So meanwhile, so hope you know Mentimeter. I just want to know one thing from you. I just want to know one thing from you. Have you created AR experience, augmented reality based experience? Yes. No. So I have just shared a link. So could you click on this link? And I just want to know, have you ever created an augmented reality based experience? So it is there in the chat box now. Please click on the link. Sorry, I just typed why, yes or no. Okay, then most of you, 3 of the participants have created an AR experience. 5, 6. Okay, then we will have an experience of creating an augmented reality based experience. So please take your mobile phone and open. Please take your mobile phone and open Google Play Store and install this app, Halo AR. So I have just install this Halo AR app. Halo AR app. So after installing your Halo AR app, if you have installed, please give me an S. In the same. So using the same Mentimeter link, after installing, please give me an S. So please install a Halo AR from Play Store. So hope you have completed. So please update if you have completed, please. So hope you have created this. So after installing this, please open this Hello VR, Hello AR application. Please open this. I'm just sending you a link. I'm just sending you a YouTube link where you can see a video about this. Otherwise, also you just open this and there's a plus button. So you please follow this. There is a plus button. Plus button is for creating an AR image, AR application. And I have just sent you a video where you can please go through that video which I have shared just now. Otherwise, please see this. I hope you can see my mobile, and you may be seeing a plus button and scan. So just by pressing on this plus button, you will be able to create a augmented reality based environment. So you can so please press on the plus button, and after that you just select image overlay. Then you can locate an image, something from your nearby location. It can be an image on a textbook, or it can be an image on your wall or somewhere. You find out an image and take a photograph of that image and crop the image to your desired size. So you can crop the image, and on the top of this, after doing that, you can decide what. So next is crop, and after that you can say you will be reaching at another window. There, upload a photo or upload a video, anything you can upload. So I'm just uploading a photo or something. So from your gallery, you can upload. So I'm just selecting a photo, and this photo, I'm just moving forward. This photo will be, you need to give a name for your AR experience. And after that, if you keep your mobile on the top of that photo, you can see the image will be played on your screen. So once again, I can repeat the steps. So you press on the create button, and after that you take a photograph of something, crop the image. Then on the top of this image from the real world, you decide what should be played on your mobile phone. So you can either bring a video or you can bring an image there. And after that, you need to give a name for your AR experience and save it. And after that, once you keep your phone on the top of that image, you can see the video or photo, whatever you have brought there, it will be coming on the top of the image. So please give me an yes if you are able to do this. On the chat box, please give me an yes if you are able to do, if you are able to create this AR experience.
Basically anything that I'm going to go in and animate.
So if it is not, if you are able to create an experience, please give me an yes in the chat box. Otherwise, we will upload a video about this Hello AR in your learning application, Moodle LMS, so that you will be able to do that. So this is a very simple application. Okay, then I will introduce one more, which I will be able to demonstrate from my computer. Since it is in the mobile, we have a difficulty. We will upload a video in the learning management system so that you will be able to use this. The next application which I want to show you is Metaverse Studio. Metaverse Studio. I have just typed this to our chat box. And Metaverse Studio, I will just share my screen. Hope my screen is visible now. just search for Metaverse Studio, and this Metaverse Studio is a free tool where you can give again an augmented reality based experience to your students using QR codes. Hope my screen is visible now.
Yes, your screen is visible.
Very
Okay.
clear idea in my head.
So this Metaverse Studio hope it is visible.
Yes.
Right, all of my own.
It is visible now. Metaverse Studio.
Yeah. You.
So this Metaverse Studio is another application where we can give an augmented reality based learning experience to our students. And this is again a free tool. Then first time you will have to create an account. And once you create an account, you can just log in. And here you can go for a create experience. And once you go for a create experience, you will be entering in a screen like this. And here you can create a scenario, just like you can ask, I want to test the execution time of my algorithm. Which test I need to follow. Then here you can bring some interesting images or emojis or something like that, and it will be displayed there. So many you can search from the net also. I'm just bringing, and here you can give the options like space complexity, time complexity, then you can add another experience. So many other, if you want to play a video or YouTube video, like many experiences are there. And suppose the student is taking time complex, clicking time complexity, then you can say, very good. Then space complexity, we can add another one. Oh no, you are wrong. Then we can link like this from here. So we have scene 1, scene 2, and scene 3. So from here, from this, where to link. So we can time complexity means scene 2. Then suppose the student selects space complexity, we move to scene 3. And here we can add a very interesting sound. So we can create a really interesting, engaging learning environment for the student. It can be created as a game. and you can add sounds. And once you learn this is very easy. Once you learn this, you can add many components, videos and animations, everything can be brought there. And you can think about a scenario where the student will be selecting different options, and then based on his choices we can give them feedbacks, and we can lead them to the correct choices. And in most of the cases, in our college we use this for teaching them ethics and some environmental issues. In such situation we can use, or only your creation and your imagination is the limit there. And if it is the limit, the last slide, we have to say this is the end of experience. And if it is the last slide, here also we have to say this is the end of experience. And after this, you can publish this. So this is a QR code based experience. So we can publish it like this. And once you publish, we will be getting a QR code. And this QR code can be placed at different locations of our campus. And once they scan this, they will be leading to this learning experience. And the video or whatever scenario you create here, it will be displayed on their mobile phone, and they can go through different options and you can give them feedback. And this is also a very interesting learning environment where you can implement reinforced learning, and this is called Metaverse Studio. And this also you can experience, and you can also create a free account there. And most of the foreign universities, they use it very extensively, so that the students will be having a very interesting learning environment. So these are the three immersive learning environments I thought of introducing. One is S5P, where you can create interactive video. The other one was Halo AR. And since it is a mobile-based thing, we will create a video of mobile-based application, how to use this, and it will be made available to you. And the third one is Metaverse Studio, where you can create an account, and it can be created in your laptop. And if you share this QR code, it will be it can be made available to the students, and that can join this by scanning the QR code. So I will wind up this now.